Good day, folks. Welcome to the Pirate Round. I be Captain Skultopus, and this be the Scarlet Raven. Now, as we open every episode of the Pirate Round, we open it with a toast to our friends. And these be friends who are not here, friends who we wish were here, friends who have passed and gone on their way, and friends who we have yet to meet. You're very important to us. Well, we've run out of rum from the Crystal Skull, Scarlet Raven. What are we to do? Pout. I suppose we will.
I didn't get that much rum.
Well, we'll have to make it up. Bill G will give us some later, won't you, Bill G? He's guarding the rum cask, as you can see. So, now, we say to you, friends, thank you for subscribing to the Pirate Round. Take that cutlash and stab that subscribe button. And we so glad that you're here to see us. We wouldn't do this without you. And we care for you all. And we
spread the word.
We spread the word and we say, Yar-har!
Yar-har. Oh, I needed more rum.
There we go, need more.
I need more rum. But you know, there's something that's going to make me happy.
What's that? Boarding axes. Now, look at these beauties. Now, friends, boarding axes. A completely underrated weapon. You know, when you see the pirate films and they're always hacking and a slashing and a swashing and a buckling, you almost never see anyone go around with a boarding axe. And I don't know why, because this is the most useful tool you could possibly have. These axes here be from Joseph Townsend, or Joss A. Townsend.
Joss A. Townsend.
Joss A. Townsend. I'm not sure what that does. That mean Joseph A. Townsend?
It's right.
I think it's right.
Joss and Townsend.
Joss and Townsend. And they're well made. I mean, this is a thick, solid hickory handle.
Well-forged head.
Well-forged. A great forged head with a wicked spike on the back. I tell you, that's sharp back there. The forward edge would take a bit of sharpening, but goodness, it's solid as a rock, you know.
So we were a bit surprised. We were thinking that maybe,
maybe cut off about here.
About here, you know.
But they've got another length on there that makes it more powerful.
You've got good length to use two hands and to slide up if you needed to.
And for slicing and hacking. Now, boarding axes, of course, an axe is a very, very useful tool. Now, you can throw it, you can hack with it, you can cut with it, you can use this pike here for picking yourself up and pulling yourself up onto something. And usually you would have an axe aboard ship to chop away rigging that had fallen, to chop away ropes, to do woodwork, to clear the deck of any sort of debris that might have fallen. And with a long handle, it can be swung with both hands or with one hand.
If you be strong enough, you can do it with one hand.
True, you can. And you could throw it. And of course, even if you didn't stick this blade in someone, if they got hit in the face with something like this, because it's quite heavy, it'd knock them over for sure. And then you've got the big spike on the back, the marlin spike, either for digging or for chopping away or for prying at hatch covers that be locked closed for one reason or another.
Yeah, if you lock that in and then pry it up with it.
Yeah, you've got quite a bit of leverage, because if you see, it's got a raven's beak on there, to where you could, or a crow's beak they say, but I say a raven's beak. And if you dug it into something and pried, well, you've got quite a bit of leverage. And although this axe handle doesn't seem to be as large as it's about as large as it should be, I think, for hacking away at ropes and rigging that might have fallen and of the such.
Now, the imagery on Joss and Townsend's website actually made these look a little bit smaller than it. We expected the head to be about the same. The handle, we didn't expect them to be quite as large as long as they are. Nice taper up here, fitting in with a nice wedge, metal wedge.
They've got a nice, solid, stout metal wedge there holding them on, like a good quality hammer.
The end has been beveled a little bit, which is quite nice. And then they've gone the extra mile by doing some wood burning on it to give it that nice character. Oh, true. Now, this one's really got nice character on it. They've really done it nice.
They both look good, I think. Look at that. Very nice. Someone's done quite a bit of good work on this to forge it out and to set it on the handle. Now, boarding axes, I think, have got to be one of the great useful tools aboard ship. You see the old swashbuckling movies, and they've got their little rapiers, and they're going back and forth. You killed my brother, and now I'm going to kill you. but you almost never see anyone coming back around swinging a boarding axe. And I've got to tell you right now, if someone came after me with this thing, swinging it around, I'd be jumping out of the way, that's for dang sure. I wouldn't want to get hit with this thing.
If you had somebody that came after you with 2 of these, if they were strong enough to be willing to
my
at one
goodness,
time,
you'd want to run.
it would be quite the feat to do this, because this thing is quite heavy compared to a sword.
It is quite
But
heavy.
it's got the weight that you would need to be chopping down a door, to be chopping the wood into it of the deck, or something to break something free.
That's true. A very useful tool that can also be a weapon. So you can imagine that most sailors would have access to one of these if they needed to do something sort of carving and scraping away with something like that, or hacking and prying something open, or climbing up onto something by grabbing onto it like that and climbing up and holding on to something like this, or digging into something with this very sharp raven's beak, or separating ropes that have gotten fouled, or knocking away something. So a tool and a weapon.
It's almost like a modern fireman's tool.
Well, it is. Fireman axes now have a pick on the back too for prying open doors and smashing their way through doors and windows, and then they've got an axe here. So I would say it's quite useful. Wouldn't you say so, Scarlet Raven?
I would think so. Quite a very efficient tool or weapon.
Very well made. And these come from Jose Townsend. They weren't that much at all, I've got to say.
So there's about 12 inches or so there. Right about there.
Quite a bit.
So you can see the length of it. It is quite a good weapon. And
true.
A good thing to have in our collection here.
It is, and we're going to need them. The more and more ships we encounter, we're going to need weapons such as these and tools such as these. Every sailor worth his salt would have his knife with him, would have his gear and his tackle and his pipe, and I think almost every one of them would want to have a nice stout boarding axe to do things with.
I want to say, I've looked at a lot of images of piracy, as they do that on our Book of Faces site.
We do.
And actually there's images of Mary Read with a boarding axe.
Well, I can see that. Wouldn't you want to swing something that around, to scare people? If you strike them, of course, well, you'd be doing quite a bit of damage. If you didn't even chop at them, well, even striking them with the weight on the end, it might break a bone or stun someone.
You've got quite a reach with it.
Quite a bit.
Whether you use it one hand or two hand.
Yeah.
Use it two hand, you could actually block with it.
You could block with it.
Quite impressed with Josson Townsend's boarding axe.
Josson
I think we paid a little over 40 coins. I think it was about 42 coins, 42, 45 coins for one of these, which is not a bad price. And we've been looking for something like this for quite a while.
We have.
We've visited some Renaissance fairs and we've seen some things, but nothing is quite as impressive as this. And even the cost and sharpening this up, you could use this to chop down the cherry tree.
You could. So Josson Townsend's boarding axe, about 40 coin, a bargain at twice as much, I'd have to say. I give it 2 thumbs up. I've got 2 thumbs yet. I can give it 2 thumbs up. What say you?
I got 2 thumbs too.
There you go.
Not all thumbs.
Not all thumbs. So friends, we're going to do quite a bit of more episodes about weapons and tools of the mariner and the pirate trade. And we thought we would start here with the boarding axe because, it's quite an interesting thing to do, to have a very useful tool. Something that can be a weapon but also a tool that be very useful aboard ship. With a lot of history behind it. And here at the Pyrate-round, well, we're all about history and the like. And
educating and talking.
Education.
And if you may be seeing us at a pirate fest or maybe even a Renaissance or medieval fest, dressed as pirates, or maybe even not as pirates, because sometimes we like to go something a little bit different.
True.
Then stop us, say hello, talk to us, and we'll be happy to talk to you about piracy and other things, and about our Facebook site and our YouTube site. And
true.
And
so we say to you now, we'll conclude this episode of the Pyrate-round, which is about boarding axes, not specifically about all the weapons, which we're going to do episodes about weapons. But this is just about boarding axes. And we say to you, friends, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And always be strong. Always be a pirate.
Always be yourself. Which is to be a pirate.
Which is to be a pirate. And remember, friends, that you're a pirate. Don't let anyone make you scared. Don't let anyone grind you down. You be a pirate, and you don't take shite from no one. And so we say, smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing.
Yar har. Very good.